A development coming in from West Asia, Lebanon-based Hezbollah group has announced large-scale rocket and drone launches towards Israel. This comes right after Israeli military launched preemptive strikes in Lebanon after detecting preparations for large-scale attacks now by Hezbollah. Hezbollah says its attack is an initial response to a top commander's killing, Fuad Shukr. The militant group has said that it began an air attack with a large number of drones targeting deep into Israel. Hezbollah fighters have also targeted enemy positions and barracks and Iron Dome platforms with rockets. It fired more than 320 Katyusha rockets targeting 11 military bases in northern Israel. With this, Hezbollah says they have completed the first phase. Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant has declared a 48-hour state of emergency across the country. Gallant also briefed his U.S. counterpart on the strike, saying they are closely monitoring the developments. U.S. President Joe Biden has directed U.S. officials to continuously communicate with Israel, and National Security spokesperson has reassured that U.S. will keep supporting Israel's right to defend itself. The Israeli military has said its fighter jets attacked thousands of Hezbollah rocket launchers in South Lebanon that were aimed at northern and central Israel. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has vowed that he is determined to do everything to protect the country and return the residents of the north to their homes.
אנחנו נחושים לעשות הכל כדי להגן על המדינה שלנו, להחזיר את תושבי הצפון בבטחה לבתיהם, ולהמשיך לקיים כלל פשוט. מי שפוגע בנו, אנחנו פוגעים בו.
Netanyahu held a security cabinet meeting. Now, Foreign Minister Israel Katz has urged foreign counterparts to back Israeli action against Iran and its proxies. Further, Israel's Ben Gurion airport had delayed departing flights and redirected arrivals to other airports. Now the flights have been resumed. This comes just after the Israeli Defense Forces warned Israelis to expect incoming missiles and drones launched by Hezbollah. The military spokesperson Daniel Hagari said that Hezbollah will soon fire rockets and possibly missiles and UAVs towards Israeli territory. He had predicted before. Now, cross-border attacks Hezbollah and Israel have escalated dramatically in the past couple of months. On June 18th, Hezbollah had published a video from one of its reconnaissance drones flying over northern Israel, now including the Haifa port. This video appeared to put out a message to Israel that Hezbollah has eye on Israel and access to most of its security installations. Then in July, Hezbollah had published an almost 10-minute long video showing footage of 17 military sites in the Israeli-occupied Syrian Golan Heights. The video showed Israeli Iron Dome batteries, command centers, and ammo depots. Now, these recent warnings indicate that Hezbollah had been bracing for a wide-scale attack against Israel for quite some time now. With fears rising that a wider war could be at the brink, now reports say the United States has steadily been moving Navy forces closer to the area. Reports say that deployment includes 2 aircraft carrier groups and attacks the Marine. Earlier this month, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin had ordered additional combat aircraft and missile shooting warships to the region. Now, the Pentagon has said that the United States is postured to support the defense of Israel after its military announced it was conducting preemptive strikes in Lebanon after detecting attack preparations by the militant group Hezbollah. A Pentagon spokesperson said in a statement, and I'm quoting here, "We continue to closely monitor the situation and have been very clear that the U.S. is postured to support the defense of Israel," unquote. Now, while that happens, let's take a look at U.S.'s entrenchment in West Asia. Now, there are also 12 American warships in the region, including the USS Theodore Roosevelt aircraft carrier. The Biden administration has promised support for Israel, but they have urged that they should restrain from all sides. The current crisis bears striking similarities to the April confrontation when Israel's strike on an Iranian consular building in Damascus, killing 2 Iranian generals, nearly sparked a full-scale war. Now, for more on this, we were earlier joined by Dr. Avner Cohen, professor of non-proliferation and terrorist studies at the Middlebury Institute. Listen to what he said.
The Hezbollah attack, which was prevented, was apparently much, much larger than actually, or intended to be much, much larger than the one that took place. And the Israeli Air Force succeeded in destroying a very, very large number of their launchers. So things could have been much worse. And this may have been part of a Hezbollah and actually Hamas plan to try and draw Israel into a wider regional conflict. And if that had happened, of course, no one knows where it ends.
Now, we had also asked him about long-term implications of the crossfire. Listen to what he said.
They were clearly deeply surprised by the preemptive action, which took place probably minutes from the time that they intended to launch. So that there is really, it's clear that they are deeply penetrated from an intelligence perspective, and that the preemptive attack was extremely successful. Now, that's true up to this minute. We don't know what will happen. And so the cabinet will be trying to decide what Israel's next steps should be. There are two things here to take into account. One is that Sinwar, the head of Hamas, has been dreaming since last October 7th of turning this into a regional war, of drawing Hezbollah and Iran directly into the war, because, of course, that greatly eases the pressure on him and greatly, vastly increases the pressure on Israel. The other question is what impact this may have on the hostage negotiations and the potential for ceasefire on the Gaza front. I would say short-term postponement, long-term it could have beneficial effects.